What is Bitcoin and how does it work? Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency, which means that it is not backed by any government or financial institution. It was created in 2009 by a person or group of people under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. The functioning of Bitcoin is based on blockchain technology, a distributed database that records all transactions made with the cryptocurrency. Instead of being managed by a central entity, like a bank, the Bitcoin network is maintained by a community of users who validate and process transactions. Each transaction on the Bitcoin network is recorded in a block that is added to the existing blockchain, creating a permanent and immutable record of all transactions made on the network. The security of the network is based on cryptography and on the ability of the user community to maintain the integrity of the blockchain. Bitcoins can be bought and sold on specialized markets called exchanges, and can also be used to purchase goods and services at establishments that accept them as a form of payment. The amount of Bitcoins in circulation is limited to 21 million units, which means that no more Bitcoins can be created once that limit is reached. History of Bitcoin. The history of Bitcoin dates back to 2008, when a person or group of people under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto published a document on a cryptography mailing list. This document described a decentralized and secure electronic payment system that would allow users to make transactions directly, without the need for intermediaries such as banks or credit card companies. In January 2009, the first Bitcoin software was launched and the first unit of the currency, known as the Genesis block, was created. From then on, new units of Bitcoin began to be created through a process known as mining, in which users use their computer processing power to solve complex mathematical problems and validate transactions on the network. In its early years, Bitcoin was mainly used by technology enthusiasts and political activists, and was exchanged on online forums and darknet markets. However, over time, the cryptocurrency began to gain popularity and be accepted by more and more merchants and companies. In 2013, the value of Bitcoin experienced a huge increase, surpassing $1,000 per unit for the first time. This attracted the attention of investors and speculators, leading to greater volatility in the price of the cryptocurrency. Over the years, Bitcoin has faced several challenges, including controversies surrounding the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, government regulation, and transaction security. Despite this, the cryptocurrency has managed to remain the most popular and valuable in the market, and has inspired the creation of thousands of other cryptocurrencies and blockchain projects around the world. What is Bitcoin mining? Bitcoin mining is an important process in the Bitcoin network, where transactions are processed and validated, and new blocks are created on the Bitcoin blockchain. The blockchain is a decentralized database that records all Bitcoin transactions, and is maintained by a network of nodes, which are computers connected to the Bitcoin network. Bitcoin miners are those who maintain the Bitcoin network, and their job is to verify and validate all transactions on the network. Miners use specialized computer equipment, such as ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits, to process transactions and solve complex mathematical problems. The mathematical problems that Bitcoin miners must solve are very difficult to solve, but when a miner solves the mathematical problem, they are rewarded with a certain number of Bitcoins. This reward is known as a block reward, and it is currently 6.25 Bitcoins. In addition to the block reward, miners also receive a small amount of Bitcoin as a fee for each transaction they process. The fees are paid to miners as an incentive to process transactions in a timely and efficient manner. Bitcoin mining can be compared to traditional mining in that both processes require a large amount of resources and energy to obtain the final product. In traditional mining, metals and minerals are extracted from the earth using heavy machinery and specialized equipment. In Bitcoin mining, miners use specialized computer equipment to solve mathematical problems and process transactions. Like traditional mining, Bitcoin mining also has environmental impacts. The high energy consumption used in the Bitcoin mining process has been criticized for its impact on the environment, as the process requires large amounts of energy to keep the computer equipment running. In addition, like traditional mining, Bitcoin mining is a competitive process in which miners compete against each other to obtain the reward. In traditional mining, miners compete to extract the most valuable metals and minerals from the earth, while in Bitcoin mining, miners compete to solve the most difficult mathematical problems and obtain the reward. Bitcoin mining also has an important function in the security of the Bitcoin network. As the blockchain is a decentralized database, miners ensure that all transactions are valid and that the blockchain is immutable. This means that no person or entity can change the transaction record of the Bitcoin blockchain without the approval of the network of miners. Is Bitcoin safe? The security of Bitcoin is based on its underlying technology, the blockchain, which is a decentralized and distributed database in which all transactions are recorded permanently and securely. This technology makes it very difficult to counterfeit or modify Bitcoin. Bitcoin's security is largely due to its decentralization. Unlike fiat currencies, which are controlled by a central bank, Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency, which means there is no single point of control. Instead, the Bitcoin network is made up of a large number of nodes and miners around the world, making it very difficult for any person or entity to control the network. In addition, each transaction on the Bitcoin network is validated by the network of miners, who verify the authenticity of the transactions and ensure that no fraudulent transactions have been made. This is done through the use of cryptography and complex mathematical algorithms that protect the network against any malicious attacks. Another feature of Bitcoin security is the privacy of transactions. Although all transactions are recorded on the blockchain, the identity of the people who make the transactions is not directly related to their Bitcoin addresses, making transactions more private and secure. Bitcoin security also relies on the protection of private keys, which are necessary to access and move Bitcoin in a Bitcoin wallet. Private keys are securely stored in a digital wallet and should never be shared with anyone. If lost or shared, there is a risk of losing access to the Bitcoin in the wallet. However, while Bitcoin is generally safe, there are still some security risks and challenges that Bitcoin users should be aware of. One of the biggest risks is the theft of Bitcoin wallets, either through unauthorized access to the wallet or through the hacking of Bitcoin exchanges. Therefore, it is important to use additional security measures, such as two-factor authentication and storing private keys in a secure hardware wallet. Another security risk for Bitcoin is the possibility of a 51% attack, in which a single group or entity controls more than half of the processing power of the Bitcoin network. If this were to happen, the controlling entity could manipulate the blockchain and make fraudulent transactions. However, this scenario is very unlikely due to the large number of miners and nodes that are part of the Bitcoin network. Advantages and disadvantages. Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency that offers various advantages and disadvantages. Let's look at some of them. Advantages. Decentralization. Bitcoin is not controlled by any central entity, such as a government or central bank. The network is made up of nodes and miners around the world, which means there is no single point of control. This makes it more resistant to manipulation and censorship. Security. Bitcoin's underlying technology, the blockchain, is very secure. All transactions are recorded permanently and securely on the blockchain, and each transaction is validated by the network of miners. Anonymity. Although transactions are recorded on the blockchain, The identity of the people who make the transactions is not directly related to their Bitcoin addresses, making transactions more private and secure. Low transaction costs. Bitcoin transaction fees are generally much lower than those of traditional banking services, making it an attractive option for international money transfers and online purchases. Divisibility. Bitcoin can be divided into very small fractions, making it ideal for low-value transactions. Disadvantages. Volatility. Bitcoin is known for its high volatility. Prices can fluctuate greatly in a short period of time, which can make it a risky asset for some investors. Regulation. Due to the lack of regulation and oversight, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin can be used for illegal activities such as money laundering or terrorist financing. Scalability. The Bitcoin network has a limited capacity to process transactions, which can lead to congestion on the network and delays in transactions. Wallet loss. If the private keys that give access to a Bitcoin wallet are lost, the associated Bitcoins are lost as well. Transaction reversal. Unlike traditional bank transactions, Bitcoin transactions cannot be reversed once confirmed on the blockchain. This can be a disadvantage if a transaction is made in error or if one becomes a victim of fraud. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe so that this channel continues to grow, like it and activate the bell. You can also visit my channel in Spanish where all the videos will be fully translated. In the description I leave you the link. Until next time.